On today's episode of the Higher Things Club, we will unbox this package from one of the hardest working cannabis activists on planet Earth, the one, the only, Debby Goldsberry. FYI, recording this on my back patio and it's garbage day, so if you hear garbage trucks and leaf blowers and all kinds of stuff, that's why. Story time. The first time that I ever heard Debby Goldsberry speak in public was at the 2012 High Times Cannabis Cup in Los Angeles. For those that have never been to a cannabis cup, there's basically three areas to the event. There's an expo type area with vendors and booths and food. Then there's a concert area, which is pretty self-explanatory. And there's an auditorium type area where speakers and panels are presented. I always make sure to check out the activism panels at those types of events, and that is where I saw the legend herself. It was a panel, and she was the last to speak, if I remember correctly. The first speakers were pretty big on self-promotion and clout chasing, which was so common and standard back then in cannabis activism. Probably still is to some extent. But when it was Debby's turn to speak, she was absolutely amazing and so full of passion. You could instantly tell that she was a true cannabis activist and had been at it for a long time. She was so unapologetic about her cannabis use and advocacy, recalling when she was arrested for cannabis in the past and yet remained undeterred. Since seeing her on that panel, I have followed her on social media, and she is always so inspiring and such a badass in every single way. In addition to being a High Times Freedom Fighter of the Year and winning numerous other activism awards, Debby also co-founded countless cannabis entities and is a prolific cannabis author. Google her name and read about her background. It's awesome stuff. Through the forces of cannabis and the internet, Debby recently contacted me to let me know that she found some stuff in a box and offered to send it to me. People helping people, gotta love it. As you know, I'm a bootleg stoner engineer, so anytime I get stuff to make cannabis devices to give out to the community, it's always rad. With no further delay, let's see what's inside this box. So the first thing that I saw are these, which from what I can tell, it's a vape to bong adapter. You can kind of see from the outside packaging of one of these. It's basically an adapter to where you could take your binger and your vape pen and use them together. Definitely going to be reviewing that later. And then this is what I was understanding was on the way. Well, actually, no, I take that back. What I was expecting was just a bunch of these 9mm down stems, which are kick-ass. There's also, in addition to a bunch of stems, a bunch of bowls. Yellow one, red ones, green ones. That one's pretty cool. It's got like a black handle on it. Blue. There's all kinds of bowls and stuff in there. And then at the bottom, we have these dab caps. Pretty cool. Definitely going to put all this to good use. Look for some of it in future videos. I want to send a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to Debby, not just for these stoner gifts, but also for everything that she has done for the cannabis community for so many years. It's my understanding from social media that Debby is currently a free agent looking for a new gig. So if you are looking to hire literally one of the best humans on the entire planet, check out Debby on LinkedIn. I'll make sure to put a link to her profile wherever I post this. Thanks again, Debby.